to the emotional heart. And while it had nothing premeditated or determined about it, that was the form it took from a very early point. Texturally, it's strings, it's Hammond, it's melody. It's a little darker, I think. It's more reflective, but it's a richer experience.
I don't consciously point my finger at any particular influence. I think I came from a tradition of German electronica, and that progressed into progressive rock in the most traditional sense with Yes. It was the first band I gave my heart and soul to. But then it was jazz, and I think the essence of jazz for me is the improvisational risk, the way you can stay on the beat, off the beat, the place of silence in a solo or a melody, and also the lack of constraint, which has also been a great touchstone for me with progressive rock. There's not the requirement to stick to a format, to have a verse, a chorus, a bridge, and a double chorus. I mean, there's not a restriction on length, and there's not a restriction on what you would consider to be a suitable topic for a song. This album really came about from a feeling more than anything else, and it was guided by that feeling right from its inception until its completion. And it's almost, for me, an alchemical process, not something that I'm conscious of actually participating in an everyday sense. It's more a feeling of immersion, and out of that, music emerges. So I never actually write something that is designed to discuss a particular feeling or state or describe something. I'm simply opening, and what comes from that is what makes the song. In terms of, the literature that's influenced me, it's more again a sense of the spirit than the actual art itself, and that makes it a personal relationship. That's what I truly think you're having when you are influenced by something. I don't think it's a matter of necessarily the music itself or the literature completely creating an architecture for you. I think it's more a sense of connecting with an imagined spirit of the composer or the art. And it's that is the reality. In fact, I think that's the only reality anyway. If you're the inspirer, if you're the source of the inspiration, I think that's equally true for you. I think you are effectively accessing a mystery, a point in imagination, or a point in creation, because imagination and creation are the same thing.
Music is much more than just a listening experience. To me, it's a divination. It's something that continually reveals something to you. It's a personal tarot, if you like. And I think if you honor it with that level of sanctity, it gives back to you more. Beat writers were an influence principally because of their singular act of rebellion. And this was an internal rebellion. It was a rebellion of the spirit. It was an honoring an authentic authenticity, to follow your true path, your true nature, and not require society to validate it. And, that was expressed in literature, and it was also expressed in the way a life was lived. I never choose titles for albums, they come to me, and this one was really there before I started, which was a little unusual in itself. It's actually sourced from a nickname of Jack Kerouac's as a child. He had a prodigious memory, and he used that, of course, through his later life and in his literature. But to me, it has a great weight to it. There's the notion of memory, and there's this idea of babe as a kind of, as a lovely little term of endearment. And fused with memory, memory I don't see as a museum. Memory is alive. Memory is recreated in the moment, and memory is sometimes of a future yet to be. I work a little like a painter does with a canvas. I work exclusively on one piece, and I start from a blank space with really no predetermined sense of writing about this or that, but a feeling, a kind of empowerment that something is happening. And then that process unfolds in a way that is completely without a sense of me doing it or direction. It simply starts, and a song might take a month of intense work, and that might be 3-4 hours a day on it in some cases, bringing it from wherever it is into the world, and it always over time is a process I trust in completely to take me from nothing to something, and it has never failed.
Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a guy, maybe for a moment, learning how to lie. Where's my elevation? Where's my mountain air?